It's a big day for me today, but an even bigger day for the Loring. Why? Because it's its first ever service, and my second favourite Italian, Malcom, is en route in order to help me strip this thing down and make it all nice and shiny again. This short video will take you through some of the steps involved in a Loring service. My first task is to make some space to work in. When I bought the Roadster, I purchased an extended service kit, so I'm going to get all that out as well. For reference, this is the sort of thing that you get inside of the service kit. Lots of stuff, and I'm sure Malcom will show me exactly where all of this goes. So there's a little change in the schedule of this video because I'm having to do this in retrospect, where I thought I was going to be able to film my way through the facets of the service live and with Malcom in situ. Actually, it was quite difficult, and look, I've got an injury and things sort of fell apart. The service didn't fall apart. Of course, Malcom did a professional job, as he always does. But I am not particularly good at this whole filming stuff for the internet thing, and I was getting knee-deep, hands dirty in the actual process. So what I'm going to do is talk you through the facets that I did do, and I'll overlay some of the bits that I was able to film. So Malcom first took out the green hopper, and inside of there we cleaned out all of the dust that accumulates through time. He then was able to lift the side skirt and panel of the machine. We had to do that to be able to disengage one of the probes up the top. I then was able to get the drum door, that's a bit of a mouthful, the drum door off so that I could clean the sight screen and also clean the probe and all the gunk that sort of builds up behind the drop door itself. We of course went into the cooling tray and cleaned out there and cleaned the pipe work that takes the cold air through the beam mass and up through the cold stack. That cold stack was also cleaned a little bit as well. We didn't actually get into the electrics because that wasn't required. With the side panel removed from the Roadster, we were able to renew this filter. We're also then be able to clean out the gunk that builds up in this cool air stack as well. We took that orange tube off so that we could gain access to parts of the cooling fan impeller. We then reviewed some of the gas valves and architecture inside of there. I made sure all of this pipe work was clean as well. All of this burner module was dropped so that we could clean the burner itself. We've also replaced the ignition electrode there, which is accessible, where are we? Is accessible around here. The electrode has then been resighted and calibrated so it sits well and there's a good arc when it fires. I've made sure the underside of this chaff bin was also clean and checked the jets for the water quenching. Look, Malcom has tidied up my horrific plumbing, so that looks nice and tidy. He also made access to this part of the Roadster inside of here to check for any stones and other debris that collects on the inside. We've checked the purge gate to make sure that this bit lifts this particular on and off paddle, which all works great. Reviewed the valves, and then the hardest job was removing this and cleaning out the gunk that gets stuck inside of this impeller. Now, that was my fault because apparently you're supposed to do that once every quarter or so, and maybe I hadn't done it quite soon enough. So instead of being able to clean all of that stuff out with some warm water and a sponge, we had to chisel the darn stuff off. My fault. Beyond that, the filters have also been cleaned as well. I've made sure that inside of each one of these silos is absolutely spotless and clean. We've done a few other bit of cleaning work as well, but importantly, we finished the day on a live batch to make sure that everything works okay and that there's no escaping smoke or anything like that from any of the rubber shims and seals that are inside of the Roadster, and all has worked fine. We've also corrected a bit of an annoying clunk clunk sound that was happening with the Roadster impeller. That is resolved and great. And lastly, and very importantly, we've also checked with a feeler gauge the drum gap, so the gap between the paddles and the drum, if you call it a drum, but we'll call it a drum, the paddles and the drum inner lining. There was a little bit of shift on the bearing, so that has been changed and recalibrated, and all seems to be working wonderfully well. And that, my friends, is a service on the Loring. There are other bits that can be replaced, assuming that you have done the number of allotted hours per item. Before Malcom left, he took down a bunch of information based on the number of operating hours, the amount of time the burner has been on, and other things like that, of which I expect to be delivered to me in a service report. I'll then be able to use that to schedule the next service, where I'm more likely to see a few items be replaced. In this service, the only items that we replaced was a new ignition electrode and a couple of the seals that we bumped and scraped and knocked in the actual process itself. So as far as the extended parts list, I've used but one item. And actually, I called off Malcom stock, and so therefore I've still got a full parts list as sent to me by Loring, which I advised to do. The service took between 7 AM and 3 PM, give or take 3 hours, because if anybody knows Malcom, he can talk. It's fantastic. You get to know loads of stuff about the industry through Malcom. What a fantastic chap. So the service for today, 7 AM till 3 PM, but probably could have been done by lunchtime. Now, if you're on a S35 or an S70, do expect a bigger service package and more man hours, because it's a bigger machine and there's bigger volumes and everything weighs more, and you're expected to have more wear and tear than me on my 15 roasting 600 kilos of coffee a week. And there you have it, year one service done. I hope this synopsis, cobbled together presentation has been useful. Let me know in the comments if you want to know anything else about the service. Have a great day.